It feels like a long time. It feels like we've been doing this for a long time, but it feels good. This is a perfect year for that.
40 years ago, it was a fun thing to do, and it seemed exciting, and never did I picture that we'd be sitting here 40 years later talking about it.
When I was in the 7th grade, I did a research paper on poaching in Kenya. And I was so devastated by what my research proved to me that I decided I needed to see some of this wildlife someday in my life. I mean, people were on Club Med trips, and then suddenly I'm here in Boston with advertisements suggesting that perhaps going on a wildlife safari in Tanzania would be far more wonderful than sitting on a beach. So we would use this mantra. We would say, a change is better than a rest. So instead of tipping your wine glass back and sitting on a beach, you'd immerse yourself with this wildlife. And I thought that is going to make a difference. People are really going to want that. And they did.
We did offer a few lodge safaris, and we learned we had to take light bulbs with us and toilet rolls with us because we needed at least one light bulb to be working in each room. And when we left the next day, we would take them with us because we needed them for the next place, and we just had to adapt and try to offer some kind of a service. We started running these trips on the overland expedition type style, which was adventure, and sleeping bags, small tents, eating around the campfire, and being totally self-sufficient. So we provided the accommodation,
yes.
We provided the food,
yeah.
We provided the transport, and we were this mobile, safari unit that could have freedom to go anywhere. We didn't need to only go where there was a hotel. And it opened up, a lot of choices for itineraries and taking people to remote places.
There's not a lot of food, and there's meat and potatoes and stuff, but there's not a lot of breakfast food beside eggs. So we're going to give them granola. Americans love granola, and I'm in Cambridge, so I think people only eat granola for breakfast. So I go to this store that's close by, now actually bought by Whole Foods, but then called Bread and Circus on Prospect Street. And I go in I think it's like Friday, I go in and get bag loads. I'm talking about pounds and pounds and pounds of granola. And I put it in the bags, I put it in the duffel bag, and we go to the airport every Friday or Saturday when we're meeting the guests. We go to the airport and we tell the guests we have something we want them to carry. And they're all going down with duffel bags filled with granola. And that's for those 2 weeks. And they're as happy as Larry. I mean, they're so happy because they've got granola for breakfast.
I want to know, how the hell can you two work in the same office all those years? And I think, Judy's all about sales and marketing and taking care of things there. And I'm Tanzania operations. And, sometimes I don't even see her in the office during the day. And so our roles are quite separate. And I think that's just perfect.
And the person who is trying to help figure out what we look like and feel like on the ground, and Rick makes it happen. I think that's really our strength.
Yeah, but Judy, the wires are over there against that wall, and how are we going to put the wires on this side? And it'll never work, fit. And we can't change the beds.
It sounds like that's what it sounds like all the time. However, we get it done.
The thing that really hasn't changed is the wildlife. Perhaps 30% of Tanzania is protected land in some form or another. That's pretty extraordinary. Most countries have nothing even remotely close to that. And I think the Serengeti is the same as it was 40 years ago. I think the biomass in the Serengeti is the same, or perhaps could be even more than it was 40 years ago.
After 40 years, I mean, it's a lot that we have learned and love, and we want to share that with our guests. And I think just going to Tanzania to see that abundance of wildlife is not the same as going to Tanzania with Thomson. I truly believe that.